Welcome to the world of music creation using Logic Pro X. In this beginner's guide, we'll walk you through the steps to create your own song. No jargon, just simple language. Let's start by listing the basic equipment you'll need. You don't need a fancy setup to make music with Logic Pro X. Here's what you'll require. A Mac computer, as Logic Pro X is for Mac users. An audio interface. This connects your instruments or microphones to your computer. Microphone. A USB microphone is good for starters. Headphones. High-quality studio headphones help you hear your music more clearly. MIDI controller. If you want to play virtual instruments using a piano-style controller, consider getting a MIDI keyboard. This is optional but recommended as it opens up a whole new endless library of instruments to include in your tracks. Let's move on. First, let's set up Logic Pro X. Once you have your equipment and have paid for and installed Logic Pro X, go ahead and open it. Click File, then New, and select Empty Project. Logic Pro X might look intimidating, but don't worry, we'll keep it simple. Tracks area. This is where you create and arrange your music. Take a look at the library window. This is where you will find a wide variety of sounds and loops. The inspector window is where you can adjust track settings like volume and effects. The transport bar is for playing and recording your music. Now, let's create your song. Click the plus button to add a new track. Choose software instrument if you want virtual instruments or audio for recording vocals or real instruments. Click the red Record button to arm the track for recording. Hit the big red circle to start recording and the square button to stop. There are keyboard shortcuts to bypass using a mouse, but that's for another tutorial when you've mastered the basics. Your song has begun. You can now add more tracks for vocals, drums, and other instruments by clicking plus again. You can use your MIDI controller or keyboard to play melodies and chords on software instrument tracks. Let's move on to editing. Double-click a region to open the editor. Use the scissor tool to trim, copy, or paste parts of your music. Arrange your song by dragging and dropping regions in the tracks area. Once you are ready to move on, then it's time for the mixing phase. Basic mixing makes your song sound balanced. Go ahead and open the mixer by clicking Mix. Adjust the volume levels of each track using the faders. You can also add effects like reverb or EQ by clicking on an insert slot. Once you are happy with your mix, then it's time to share your music with the world. Go to File, then Export to save your song. Depending on what your plans are at this point, you can choose MP3 or WAV and make sure the audio tail is selected if you have any fade-outs at the end of your song. And there you have it. You've created your first song with Logic Pro X. Remember, music is all about creativity, so experiment and have fun along the way. Your musical journey has just begun. Happy composing!